One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now, so this feels like the right thing to do. I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page. And it must have been a slow news week, because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major. But no, it was just an Instagram video. And the wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can. So I hid it somewhere, and now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass.
Right.
And you might be thinking, Dylan, why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't. And I was scared, and I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired. So I patiently waited for things to get better. But surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I'm not telling you this because I want your pity. I am telling you this because if this is my experience from a very privileged perspective, know that it is much, much worse for other trans people. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and hateful as they want. And the hate doesn't end with me. It has serious and grave consequences for the rest of our community. And you know, we're customers too. I know a lot of trans and queer people who love beer, and I have some lesbian friends who could drink some of those haters under the table. But to turn a blind eye and pretend everything is okay, it just isn't an option right now. And you might say, but Dylan, I don't want to get political. Babe, supporting trans people, it shouldn't be political. There should be nothing controversial or divisive about working with us. And I know it's possible because I've worked with some fantastic companies who care, but caring about the LGBTQ plus community requires a lot more than just a donation somewhere during Pride Month. And all this to say, bottom line is that if you follow me, if I've made you smile, if you care about me, I need you to care about every trans person. And I need you to support us, and I need you to stand by us. And hey, it's still Pride Month. So I'm gonna celebrate being alive. And I'm gonna celebrate the trans people in my life and the ones I haven't met yet. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that no matter how many thousands of horrible messages or news anchors misgendering me or companies going silent, that I can look in the mirror and see the woman that I am and that I love being.
So trans person Mulvaney finally spoke out about the way she has been treated by people who do not support her, by people who find her change or her transformation despicable, by people who think that she has no right to do what she's done to herself. Which I find that utterly funny, because I thought, or I believe, we still live in a free society where everyone has the right to do what they want to do as long as they are not hurting the other person. So you can do what you want to do. You can identify as who you want to identify. It's up to you. And people also have the right or the choice to call you by what pronoun you choose or by what pronouns they prefer. Now, if you do not support what they want to call you, if you do not like the pronoun they want to refer you with, well, it's your own problem. But you cannot force them to refer you with a pronoun they do not want to. This whole thing works both ways, right? You cannot force the person to accept the pronoun they do not want. And they also cannot force you to refer to them with the pronouns that you do not want. It works both ways. But coming back to this whole issue, right, with Bud Light and the Mulvaney, I have always said on this show that corporations are not friends to the people. A corporation is not your friend. A business entity is just out there to make profit. That is all what they care about. They do not care about you as an individual. They do not care about you as a person of the LGBTQ community. They do not care about you as a straight person. No. To them, you are just a source of income, and that is it. We all saw it plain blank with the Bud Light issue, where they endorse Declan, or they let Declan be the face of one of their commercials and try to advertise the beer. And when people, or when conservatives started kicking against it, conservatives called for a boycott of their product. What did they do? They quietly withdraw the product from the shelf. They quietly start changing things. And according to their clan, they didn't even care about her. They didn't even care to know how she was feeling. They didn't even care to know if she was doing well or she was doing okay or not. All they wanted was to save their precious brand. That was all they wanted. And I do not think they did not understand what they were doing. I do not think that they did not give the whole thing some thought before they went into it. I believe that they thought Pride Month was coming and it was time for them to make so much money from the Pride Month, from the people in the LGBTQ community, from friends of their clan. That was their whole mindset. It wasn't like they supported Pride Month. It wasn't like they were in support of LGBTQ people. That was not it. The whole point was that they wanted to make money from the LGBTQ community. And they thought that since it was Pride Month, it was the best time for them to market their product to people in that community. And who stand the chance of getting them into the community if not using a trans person? That their best chance of getting into this community was to portray to the community that they are in support of them by using one of theirs on their product or as the model in their commercial. That was their whole plan. It wasn't like all of a sudden they found out that they like LGBTQ people. No, that wasn't it. So that's why I've always told people that when you see all these things going on, Coca-Cola, KFC, McDonald's, all of them change, even Google, Twitter, changing their logo, whatever, to the rainbow colors. It's not because they like people from the LGBTQ. It's not because all of a sudden they've become woke. That's not it. It's because they want to make sales. It's because they realize that that is their best time for them to sell. They realize that if they want to get people from this community, then they have to pretend like they like people from the community. They have to pretend like they are in support of people in the community. That is what they do. That is what they do. And last thing before I go, I understand the clan's Mulvaney's position of not being looked after, of not being careful when the whole thing about Butler was going on. And I want to say this to her. I understand that sometimes we humans can be very naive, can be very short-sighted into thinking that these corporations are actually out there looking out for us. But They are not. Honestly, they are not. They are corporations. You have to know this. Their primary objective is profit making. That is it. They don't care about you. They don't care about I. They don't care about nobody. They are out there to make profit. So if you're doing a deal with them, do not think for a second that if things go wrong, they will come and start checking on you. No, they won't do that. They won't do that. They will just move ahead. They will be fighting to save their own brand, not saving you. They don't care about you. So I sympathize with you, Declan, and I understand how people can be very, very negative on social media, how people can go so low and the terrible things they can do when they are at their lowest position. I understand that. Some people are so terrible and horrible. I understand that. But you should understand that as long as you are on the public fair, people will come after you. People will go after you. People will say all sorts of things about you because you are a popular person. You are the target. That is it. So just absorb everything and understand that being popular means that people come after you. Not that I appreciate it, not that I condone it, not that I think it's a great thing, but it's the reality, it's the fact. It's a fact. So we have to learn from it and move on. But you guys out there, what do you think about the Bud Light saga? Do you think they are right to not have reached out to their clan? Do you think they were they being concerned about their brand was the most important thing? What is your general take about this whole situation? So share your thought and opinion with us in the comment section below because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel because little bit of good will, like what you're doing just now, help us a lot and we shall ever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.